Have you ever believed that taking extra vitamins is always harmless? Many of us over 60 think that popping a few supplements will only do good for our health. We trust that the more we give our body, the stronger and safer it will be. But what if I told you that sometimes those very vitamins we take with good intentions could quietly raise our risk of a stroke, especially at night, while we sleep, when we least expect it? I've seen it happen to neighbors, friends, and even some patients who simply wanted to take better care of themselves. They were diligent, taking multiple vitamins every day, thinking they were doing everything right. But in the middle of the night, they experienced sudden dizziness, headaches, or even mild weakness on one side of the body. In some cases, these were early signs of a minor stroke. The truth is, our bodies, especially after 60, process vitamins and minerals very differently than they did in our younger years. As we age, our liver and kidneys slow down, and our blood vessels become more sensitive to fluctuations in pressure and blood chemistry. Certain vitamins, when taken in high doses or at the wrong time, can quietly stress the system. Some increase blood calcium to levels that strain the arteries. Others affect blood pressure or interfere with the body's natural rhythm of clotting and circulation. When that happens, the delicate balance in our bloodstream tips, and this can create the perfect conditions for a blood clot to form while we sleep. I know this sounds surprising because we often think vitamins are safe by nature. But it helps to understand one simple thing. Vitamins are divided into two main groups: fat-soluble and water-soluble. The fat-soluble vitamins of D and K are stored in our liver and fat tissue. They can build up quietly over time because our body doesn't flush them out easily. That means if we take too much, the excess doesn't simply leave our body, it lingers. And over the months or years, that buildup can cause real problems, from higher blood calcium to vessel stiffness or even small clots that can travel to the brain. Water-soluble vitamins like B6 or niacin, vitamin B3 are often safer because our kidneys help remove the extra through urine. But even these can be harmful if taken in large doses or too often. Niacin can suddenly dilate blood vessels, drop your blood pressure, and make you feel flushed or dizzy. Vitamin B6, if taken too much, can damage the nerves in your hands and feet, creating tingling or weakness that can affect balance. So yes, even water-soluble vitamins are not risk-free. I want to share this not to scare you, but to help you see your vitamins as helpers, not magic shields. The right dose can support your heart, brain, and muscles. But the wrong dose, or taking them without guidance, can quietly increase your risk of stroke or heart problems. That's why understanding what your body truly needs and getting most nutrients from real food first can make all the difference. Let's take magnesium as an example. This is the first vitamin and mineral combination I want to talk about today because it's a perfect illustration of how balance is key. Magnesium is essential. It helps our muscles relax, supports nerve function, and even keeps our heart rhythm steady. Many older adults hear that magnesium can prevent cramps, reduce stress, and even support better sleep. So they buy large supplements, sometimes 400 to 800 milligrams a day, thinking more is better. But here's the truth that might surprise you. A major meta-analysis, which looked at 8 studies including over 300,000 people, found that those with higher magnesium levels had about an 11% lower overall risk of stroke. That's encouraging, but here's the catch. Increasing magnesium intake by 100 milligrams a day only brought a very small reduction in risk. In other words, once your body has enough magnesium, adding extra doesn't give you more protection. And if you take too much, it can backfire. High doses can cause diarrhea, drop your blood pressure, and in people with kidney problems, even lead to dangerous imbalances in electrolytes. So how do we use magnesium wisely? The best way is through food. Almonds, cashews, leafy green vegetables like spinach or kale, beans, and whole grains are rich in magnesium. If your diet includes these foods regularly, You're likely close to the recommended 320 to 420 milligrams per day that most adults over 60 need. Supplements are sometimes helpful if your doctor recommends them, but taking high-dose pills without checking your kidney health or your actual magnesium levels can do more harm than good. I often tell friends, let your meals do the heavy lifting first. A small handful of nuts, a serving of leafy greens, and some beans or lentils in your lunch or dinner can cover most of your needs. Not only is this safer, but the body absorbs magnesium from food more gently, in a way that works with your natural rhythm. And if you are already on medications for blood pressure, heart rhythm, or kidney function, always talk to your doctor before adding magnesium supplements. A quick conversation could save you from unexpected side effects. What I love about this approach is that it's simple and forgiving. Instead of counting pills, you enjoy real foods that nourish your body in a balanced way. You're less likely to overdo it, and you also get the bonus of fiber, antioxidants, and other vitamins that nature packaged together. Magnesium is a perfect example of how enough is better than more, and by keeping your intake steady and moderate, you quietly support your heart, nerves, and muscles, without tipping your body into a stressful imbalance that could raise your risk of a stroke. When I think about all the people I know over 60, I often see a pattern. Those who rely on food first and use supplements thoughtfully seem to move through their days with more energy and fewer surprises. They sleep better, walk steadier, and feel more confident in their health. Those who chase high doses without guidance, on the other hand, sometimes run into fatigue, dizziness, or even sudden hospital visits they never expected. So, if there's one thing I want you to remember from this first step, it's this: vitamins and minerals are like trusted companions. They help us when we respect their limits. They can harm us if we take them for granted or push them too far. Start by letting your plate carry the work, and only reach for a bottle when you truly need it, and preferably with your doctor's advice. Now let's move on to the second important step in protecting your brain and lowering your risk of stroke: being careful with niacin, also known as vitamin B3. Many of us first hear about niacin because it's used to help lower cholesterol. For some people, doctors prescribe it to improve blood lipids and protect the heart. And in small amounts from food, niacin is a wonderful vitamin, helping your body convert food into energy and keeping your nervous system healthy. But the trouble starts when we take high doses in supplement form, thinking it will give us extra protection. I've seen many older friends reach for niacin supplements or combination pills because they heard it could help with cholesterol or energy. But here's what really happens. At doses of 30 to 50 milligrams, niacin can make your blood vessels open up quickly, which causes flushing of the face, warmth in the skin, and sometimes a little dizziness. For some, that feels harmless. But at doses of 1,000 to 3,000 milligrams a day, the kind that might be found in high-potency supplements, niacin can actually drop your blood pressure to low, make your heart race or feel irregular, and even cause blood sugar swings. For seniors, especially if you already take blood pressure medicine, have diabetes, or have a history of irregular heartbeat, that sudden drop in blood pressure can trigger faintness or, in some cases, set the stage for a mini-stroke while you sleep. The NIH has long warned that niacin in high doses can do more harm than good, especially if taken without supervision. So what's the safe path? If your doctor prescribes niacin, follow their guidance carefully. For general health, most older adults only need the small amount found in a balanced diet or in a standard multivitamin, usually under 50 milligrams per day. More than that is rarely needed unless a medical professional is monitoring you. And if you ever experience flushing, dizziness, or headaches after taking niacin, pause and check in with your doctor before continuing. It's a gentle reminder that even vitamins we think of as just helpful can act like medicine in the wrong dose. Next, let's talk about vitamin A, which is our third focus today. Vitamin A is crucial for vision, immunity, and healthy skin. Many of us grew up hearing that carrots are good for the eyes, and that's true. But vitamin A is fat-soluble, which means it builds up in the liver and can stay in the body for a long time. As we age, our liver function slows down a little, which makes older adults more prone to vitamin accumulation. If we take high-dose supplements, the extra vitamin A doesn't leave quickly. Over weeks or months, it can create subtle but dangerous effects. You might start noticing headaches, blurry vision, or even a sense of pressure in the head that's hard to explain. Some cases mimic a condition called pseudotumor cerebri, where it feels like there's pressure in the brain even though there's no actual tumor. One published case showed that simply stopping high-dose vitamin A made all those symptoms go away. Imagine going through all that worrying, only to find out it was caused by a supplement you thought was helping. So, what's the safe approach for vitamin A? First, check your multivitamin label. Make sure the total daily dose of vitamin A stays around 2,500 to 3,000 U per day. Anything higher than 8,000 Ray over long periods raises the risk of toxicity. A much better way to support your eyes and immune system is to eat foods rich in beta-carotene, like carrots, pumpkin, and sweet potatoes. The beautiful thing about beta-carotene is that your body only converts what it needs into vitamin A. It's like nature built in a safety switch, so you can enjoy colorful vegetables without worrying about overdosing. The fourth step is one that surprises many people, being mindful with vitamin B6, also called pyridoxine. This vitamin is well known for supporting metabolism and nerve function. For years, people have taken B6 to help with tingling, mood, or energy. But high doses over time can actually damage the very nerves it's supposed to protect. I've met older adults who came in with numbness in their hands or feet, trouble with balance, or a sense that their legs were heavy or unsteady only to discover they were taking 50 to 200 milligrams of B6 every day. Here's the thing, adults over 60 only need about 1.5 to 2 milligrams of B6 per day from food. Bananas, potatoes, fish, and whole grains are all gentle, natural sources. The problem comes with high-dose supplements, especially if taken daily for months. Reports have shown that doses over 1,000 milligrams per day can clearly cause nerve toxicity, and even doses under 50 milligrams per day have triggered issues in some people when taken long-term. That's why Australia's Therapeutic Goods Administration now requires warning labels for any product with more than 10 milligrams of B6. So, what's the practical advice? Focus on food first. Enjoy a banana with breakfast, a piece of fish or some beans with lunch or dinner, and a small portion of potatoes or whole grains. That alone will meet your needs without risk. Avoid using high-dose B6 supplements unless your doctor tells you to. And if you ever notice tingling in your fingers or toes, numbness, or balance problems, pause and check your supplement list. It might be your body whispering that it's had enough. The pattern you might be noticing here is clear. More is not always better. Our bodies at 60, 70, or 80 thrive on gentle, steady support, not on aggressive dosing. The goal is not to flood the system, but to nourish it in a way that works with the natural rhythms of aging. High doses of niacin, vitamin A, and B6 can all create hidden risks, even though they start with good intentions. By focusing on balanced meals and moderate supplements, you can protect your nerves, your blood vessels, and your peace of mind. I want you to imagine this as a kind of quiet partnership with your body. You're saying, I respect what you need, and I won't push you past your limits. When you do that, your body rewards you with clearer energy, steadier legs, and fewer worries about the silent risks that creep in when we overload on things we think are harmless. Now let's move on to the last and perhaps the most important step: understanding how to use vitamin D wisely. Vitamin D is often called the sunshine vitamin, and it is crucial for bone health and muscle function. Many older adults take vitamin D to prevent fractures, support their immune system, and keep their energy up. But here's the part that many people miss. Too much vitamin D can quietly raise your risk of stroke. You see, vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium from the foods you eat. When we take it in the right amount, it strengthens our bones and helps our muscles contract and relax smoothly. But when we take too much, especially combined with calcium supplements, it can raise the calcium in our blood to levels that are not safe. This is called hypercalcemia, and it can lead to calcium being deposited in places where it doesn't belong, like blood vessel walls or heart valves. Over time, this can make the vessels stiffer and even encourage small clots to form. For someone over 60, that can be a silent setup for a stroke or heart complication. The NIH recommends that adults aged 51 to 70 get around 600 U per day, and those over 70 get about 800 U. That's usually enough to keep your levels healthy, especially if you get some sunlight or eat foods like fatty fish, fortified milk, or eggs. The upper safe limit is 4,000 U per day, and going above that without supervision is risky. I've seen people take 5,000 or 10,000 IU every day because they read online that more is better, only to develop high calcium levels and kidney issues months later. The key is balance. Take your vitamin D with a meal, preferably in the morning, to help your body absorb it steadily. Check your blood levels with your doctor every now and then. If you're also taking calcium, make sure your total intake is appropriate and that your doctor knows exactly what you're using. This simple routine protects your bones, supports your muscles, and avoids the hidden dangers of too much of a good thing. Now, let's shift to two gentle, lifestyle-based solutions that work hand in hand with smart vitamin use. The first is something beautifully simple: fiber. Most people over 60 do not get enough fiber, yet it's one of the quiet heroes of heart and brain health. Fiber helps lower cholesterol, keeps blood sugar stable, and even supports the beneficial bacteria in your gut that produce compounds to protect your blood vessels. A large meta-analysis of over 314,000 people found that every additional 10 grams of fiber per day was linked to about a 12% lower risk of stroke. That's powerful for something as simple as eating more fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and beans. And the best part, fiber comes naturally packaged with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Here's how you can add fiber without making life complicated. Start your day with a small bowl of oatmeal topped with berries or sliced banana. Have a serving of vegetables with lunch and dinner. Include beans or lentils in a soup, salad, or stew a few times a week. Aim for 25 to 30 grams per day, and your digestion, heart, and brain will all thank you. It's a small, natural way to lower stroke risk without a single pill. The second lifestyle solution I recommend is the DASH diet, which stands for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. High blood pressure is one of the strongest risk factors for stroke, and DASH has been shown to lower blood pressure naturally, protect blood vessels, and improve overall circulation. It focuses on eating plenty of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and low-fat dairy while cutting back on sodium, red meat, and processed foods. The DASH plan gives you lots of potassium, magnesium, calcium, and fiber, all of which support healthy blood pressure and strong blood vessels. At the same time, it keeps your daily sodium around 1,500 milligrams, which is especially important if you're sensitive to salt. If you want to make it simple, swap red meat for fish or beans, add 4 to 5 servings of vegetables and fruits each day, and read food labels to avoid excess salt. Little changes like this, done consistently, can quietly lower your stroke risk while keeping your meals colorful and satisfying. As we wrap up, I want to remind you of a few safety tips. Never start or increase high-dose supplements without talking to your doctor, especially if you take blood pressure medicine, blood thinners, or have kidney issues. Your body after 60 is wonderfully resilient, but it thrives on thoughtful, balanced care, not on aggressive dosing. Prioritize natural foods first, and let supplements be gentle helpers, not the main act. Check your blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar regularly. Keep moving, even with light activities like walking or gardening, and get some sunlight in safe doses for natural vitamin D. These small steps together are far more powerful than any single supplement. If there's one lesson I hope you take from this, it's that health at our age is about harmony. A little attention each day, choosing the right foods, staying active, and using vitamins wisely can protect your brain and heart for years to come. And the beautiful thing is, you don't need to fear or overdo anything. Your body responds best to kindness, balance, and consistency. So next time you open your cabinet or think about taking a new vitamin, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, does my body truly need this, or am I giving it more than it can use? Share in the comments which vitamins you're currently taking and the dosage you use. I can help you check if it's right for you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Senior Health channel for more valuable lessons to keep you strong, healthy, and thriving after 60. That small moment of reflection could be what keeps your heart steady, your brain sharp, and your nights peaceful. And when you share these habits with friends or loved ones, you're not just protecting yourself, you're creating a circle of health that can ripple through your whole community.